What's up guys? Today I want to show you another completely free Chrome extension. You can use it on your own store to do a basic SEO audit, especially when you add new products or new collections. You can also use it to have a look at your competitors' websites and see what they're doing. And in today's video, I'll actually be showing you on some real live Shopify websites how you can detect some basic SEO issues using this extension. Now you may have noticed this brand before, TinyImage. They make the popular SEO and speed optimization app. Now this isn't a sponsored video, but if you do want to try the app, I have a 20% off discount link in the description. But for now, I'm talking about the free Chrome extension. So let me show you some of its features and some issues I've found on these websites. Alright, so after you install the extension, you'll find it hanging out in your toolbar like this. So click on it and you'll be able to view a lot of information about whichever page that you're on. So this extension only works on the page that you are currently looking at. If you want to run an audit that checks all the pages on your entire store, then you'll probably need to install the app or even use some more professional SEO tool like Screaming Frog, right? That would do a full audit of your entire store, all 1000 pages or whatever. But this is a basic one for looking at the page that you are looking at currently. Now, the first thing I always look at is, of course, the title and description of the product or the collection that we're looking at. As you can see on this store, there is no meta description, which means I didn't fill out the meta description field at the bottom of the collection admin page, and they also did not fill out the collection description because that collection description also is used as a fallback. If they didn't fill out the meta description, then at least the collection description is used here a little bit. It's rare to see a store not have anything at all, and I think that's something that's pretty easy to fix, a quick SEO win. Now the next thing I always look at is your headings. In HTML, you have headings ranging from H1 to H6. H1 is the most important heading. It describes what is on the page. On this store, Bondi Wash, they do not have a H1 on their collection pages. Okay, none of these collections have a H1 at all. So this text, bathroom, should be a H1. This is a super common issue that many stores, especially those using Horizon, are missing the H1. And I made a video about this maybe like 4 videos ago. I will link it somewhere here, but definitely check all your pages to see if they're using H1s, especially your collection pages, which are super important for SEO. Okay, now this next store has sort of an interesting issue. For some reason, I noticed that it's redirecting me to the New Zealand site, even though I'm in Australia. So I'm typing in ecostore.com.au and I'm seeing that it's saying ENNZ, so English New Zealand version of the site. And there's a 302 error code, which means there's been a redirect. So yeah, you'll see this 302 error right here. When you open up the extension, go to status, and you'll be able to see what happened. So first of all, we can see that there's a 301 redirect from .com.au to /au, which is fine. That's another way of structuring your site. But then after that, there's a 302 redirect, a temporary redirect to the New Zealand site. So I'm not sure why that's happening, and that's definitely something to look into because, as you can see, I'm an Australian customer, but I'm seeing New Zealand prices. And when I go on Google and I look up EcoStore Australia, the first link that I'm directed to is the New Zealand store. But then below that, if we see the collection that comes up in Google, now we're going to the Australian version of the store. So I'd say that there's something wrong with their country redirection, and that's something to further look into. So that's the status and error code screen. Now let's take a look at the links tab on my website. So this shows you all the links on your website, both internal, that is links that go to other pages of your own site, as well as external links that go to other websites. And this button here, scan status, will actually check if every one of those links works. In other words, this is a quick way to check for broken links, which is quite important because when you have a lot of broken links on your store, that gives Google and other bots the impression that your store is badly maintained, right? So you don't want to have broken links going to 404 pages on your store. So we've got 302 status here. which is completely fine for these types of pages like account addresses, pages that you don't want people to access if they're not logged in. But what we don't want to see is any 404 pages. So here we can see a 404 on the resources link, which you can see here in my footer. We can see that here there's been a spelling error. So that's leading to a broken 404 page because there's no such page as tools with 3 O's. Broken links are surprisingly common, especially as your store gets older. So checking for broken links is a necessary SEO task that you should do every few months. And of course you can automate that. If you don't want to check manually, you can use apps like TinySEO, turn this on, and then on the fix broken links page, you will see a list of broken links in your store and be able to create redirects for them. Next, we're back on Waverly Mills. They have this nice product page, but let's take a look at their images. And we'll notice that the alt text missing images is pretty much all of their product images are missing alt text. And that's a really easy SEO win, especially for something like this. I think a product that people could often be searching using Google Images. So filling out the missing alt text is like a super easy way to boost your SEO. When people are searching through Google Images, there is more chance of your store coming up. All right, next up we can check the schema, otherwise known as structured data or rich snippets. I have an entire video on this topic, which I will link up here. This is pretty important for SEO, but luckily most themes have it built in. And this is a standardized way to provide information to Google, for example, and to other tools about your products, about your collections, about your store in general. And yeah, you can just check that everything is working here. Especially if you make some changes, if you add an app or something. For example, I've got the breadcrumbs on my store, right? So I'm actually using the breadcrumb list structured data as well. And I can check that every breadcrumb is displaying correctly. Next up, the social tab. So this is all about the information that comes through when you share a product in social media, for example, in Facebook. And you can preview what it will look like when you share that, right? So it'll show you this and it'll give you some small recommendations about how you can improve it. All right, this next one is good for looking at your competitors' sites, perhaps. So click on tech stack and you'll see some interesting information. You can see which theme a store is using. So this store is using broadcast. It won't always show you exactly which theme it is if perhaps they've renamed the theme. It just shows you whatever they've named it. But most people modify the name slightly, but still leave the name of the theme, right? It's also going to show you some apps that they're using. So for example, you can see that they're using Judge Me for their product reviews, and they're using Klaviyo for their email marketing and SMS. Earlier when I visited this page, I saw a pop-up, you know, the typical 20% off when you subscribe. And so we can see that they're using Klaviyo for that if we're curious about it. Having a look at my store, we can see that I am using Shopify Forms for my pop-up. Of course, it won't show you all the apps. It only shows you front-end apps. It doesn't show you apps that manage things on the back end. Of course, I have apps for like connecting to my accounting software and things like that. It's not going to show you any of that. It shows you what it can detect on the page. And finally, we have the products tab. Most useful thing here is probably showing you the number of products that are on a store. So only 6 products on my store. The highest price, my most expensive product, is $90. The cheapest is $20. I don't know how accurate this is for all stores, but for me this is accurate, this information. And it shows you a little preview of those different products as well. Best selling, I would say that this is also accurate, yes. So that's quite interesting. So that's a TinyImage Chrome extension. It is quite useful for these basic SEO checks. Of course, it's not the most professional tool. For example, I would use Screaming Frog when I'm doing a professional SEO audit for a client. And not only Screaming Frog, but I would be looking at Google Search Console, of course. I would be using the Chrome Inspector to dig deeper into various SEO issues. But this is a really quick and easy way to check if there's anything wrong with specific pages. And it definitely deserves to be a part of your SEO toolkit. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. See you next week. Bye.